Welcome back to Global Village. I'm Buddy Kunana, and tonight's topic is Sri Lanka, Wonder of Asia. And joining us still is Ambassador Aruni Ranaraja, Sri Lankan Ambassador to the Philippines. Madam, welcome back to our third and final segment. Again, congratulations on a very beautiful video. So I guess our viewers are now really raring to go to Sri Lanka. But before we jump into tourism, let's talk about Sri Lankans in the Philippines. How many Sri Lankan citizens do you have under your care here?
Of course, we don't have a big community. We have about 780 Sri Lankans living in the Philippines, according to statistics, of course. But we have different categories. The most part of the Sri Lankans who are living are students who are studying medicine. Of course, there are few numbers in the Philippines who are connected to the international organizations, such as the ADB, the Colombo Plan, the WHO, different WMO, different organizations. So we have quite a number of people there also. And we have missionaries also. A lot of Sri Lankan priests are coming to the Philippines to study Christianity.
Oh, interesting.
So there are a few number of people like that also. And it's interesting to know that there's a lot of, now it's increasing somewhat, the Sri Lankans who are married to the Philippines, who have maybe met in the Middle Eastern countries. Some do want to come and settle down in the Philippines, but some in Sri Lanka also. We have quite a number of Filipinos who have got married to Sri Lankans living in Sri Lanka.
Oh, nice.
So it's also increasing. So these are the main categories, and of course some of them like to retire in the Philippines. So we have quite a number of people on that also.
As you said, Excellency, there is a closeness between the peoples and the cultures, and it makes, perhaps this is the reason why you yourself feel very much at home in the Philippines. It's a very both societies are very accepting, very tolerant, and as you said, real. Maybe simple people, simple, so to speak, but real.
Yes.
And I think that's where that's a common bond. That's why Filipinos and Sri Lankans get along very well.
Very true. People, because Filipinos, how I felt was very simple type people, very tolerant people, very kind, soft-spoken people. So maybe that's very close to us also. Yes. Usually the Sri Lankans also like that. And also what I must say is we have similarities, like people always smile. Whatever problems we go through, we always smile.
Yes.
So
that's very Filipino and Sri Lankan.
Sri Lankans also, and enjoy the life all the time.
Absolutely.
Whatever problems goes through, you enjoy.
Yes, and you can see that the very popular destination for students coming to the Philippines,
yes.
and aside from the cultural, the similarity and the comfort level that brings, there's also, I think that perhaps they're attracted to the Philippines because it's a good place to study medicine or dentistry.
And of course also an affordable country to study. Yeah? So there is quite a number of Sri Lankans coming, and they're very comfortable. I can see we are very much close to the Sri Lankan students. Actually, next week on Sunday we are going to do a program with it. Our New Year's is coming. Our New Year, that's the Sri Lankan New Year, is coming. So we want to do some rituals with them, with the students in Pampanga.
In
So,
Pampanga, so
yes,
they're spread
yes.
out. You've got a
No, it's
community.
we in the Pampanga. That's the Milagrosa University
Oh, okay, all right.
foundation.
Yes, ma'am.
So we will go there, and we will have some time with the students. We will.
When is Sri Lanka New Year?
That is in April, April
Okay.
12th. It's auspicious. It depends on the lunar calendar. It's 12. This time it's 14th is the New Year's.
How interesting. How
Yes,
interesting.
yes.
Now, Ambassador, let's talk about tourism to Sri Lanka. How many Filipinos go to Sri Lanka? Do you notice an increase in number?
Yes, I'm very happy to inform, even without a direct flight to Sri Lanka, we have about almost 17,000 Filipinos have gone to Sri Lanka.
How many? I'm sorry.
17,000. It's
70.
about 16,800 something.
Wow.
17.
Yes.
It's not 17, but it's exactly 16,840. Filipinos have
Yes.
gone to Sri Lanka.
Very
This is
good.
for leisure, pleasure, and of course for official visits also. And we have a very liberal visa procedure. It's on arrival visa for Sri Lankans. Recently we signed a visa waiver agreement with the Philippines. That is for the diplomatic and official passports, so they don't need to get prior visa. But for others, it's on arrival visas.
Filipinos can
Filipinos
go
to
to
Sri
Sri on
Lanka
arrival.
on arrival visas.
Wow, that's a big boost.
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
as speaking as a Filipino, where
Yes.
we need a visa to, I don't know, almost any country except
Yeah.
for ASEAN.
Yeah.
But this is a big
Yeah.
help, tremendous help.
Yeah, so it's a lot of Filipinos are going to Sri Lanka. You have different ways to go to Sri Lanka. Either you go through Singapore, or either through Thailand, or even Hong Kong, or KL. You have different type of routes to go to Sri Lanka.
Ambassador, how about on the flip side, Sri Lankans coming to the Philippines for tourism? Do you have the same numbers? I mean, increasing numbers as well.
Increasing number of, I think increasing number is increasing from Sri Lanka also. But at the moment the issue is the visa procedure for the Philippines. As you know, Philippines do not have a resident mission in Colombo.
Yes.
So
It's an honorary consulate, I
Honorary
think.
consulate is there. So there seems sometimes it takes some time for issuing the visas.
I wish it were also
So,
reciprocal, since we get
yes.
upon arrival.
I wish.
So,
I
reciprocity.
I wish.
Yes.
And I hope
In the near future,
in the near
maybe
future it
that can be
it will
worked
happen,
on.
It
Definitely.
will happen. So, but we have about 5,000 to 6,000 Sri Lankans are coming to the Philippines,
That's not bad.
especially for shopping.
That's not bad.
Yes, most of the people went to Thailand, are now rerouting
To the Philippines. Very
Yes.
good, very good. It's a boost for our local
Yes,
economy and, of course, our
yes.
tourism industry.
Yes.
Ambassador, how would you sell Sri Lanka to the Philippines? Because, you know, when people are shopping around for a destination and you look at South Asia, I have to say that, you know, the big guys on the block get the first attention. I mean, catch attention first. How would you sell Sri Lanka? Why go to Sri Lanka? Let's say you're talking to someone thinking about going to South Asia. How would you sell your country?
Sri Lanka offers everything. What you want, you are being offered. Okay, so people tend to go to Sri Lanka whether you want to have, I mean, beaches, of course, you also have beaches, but Sri Lanka has better beaches. I personally feel Sri Lanka has better beaches. We have about 1,330 kilometers of beaches, pristine beaches.
Wow.
We have waterfalls, we have heritage sites, we have 8 heritage sites in Sri Lanka, so whoever wants to. And
That's a lot for a land area that's not really. I mean, it's not a huge country
it's
to
not.
begin with.
It's a very
Yes, yes.
small land, which we offers from cooler climate to the tropical, very warm climate. So we offer everything in Sri Lanka. Even the food is very exciting, mouth-watering. Food is people like to go to Sri Lanka. Yeah.
How different is the food from Indian food? Because that is actually, when we talk about cuisine, that's what people in the Philippines are familiar with, Indian cuisine. But how
Okay.
different or how similar is it to
Of course, there is a big role, or there is a big influence from the from
curries
the Indian,
and all that,
The curries,
yes.
curry is, but our food is, I think, a little bit spicier. But
okay.
it's something different. It's very unique. Our food is a lot of herbs are being used to our curries, so it's good for your health. It's something closer to maybe Thai food.
Oh,
We
very
have a lot of
nice.
fusions.
And also, it's a very tropical country because
Yes.
it's an island. So maybe
Yes.
that's also hence the difference. A lot of coconut. You use
Yes,
coconut and all
as
that.
Filipinos,
Like Philippines.
Filipinos, we
Yes.
use, but you don't use that kind of coconut into your food.
Some dishes, but
Some
not
dishes,
not a
but
lot.
in our
Yes.
case, we use for everything. Everything is made of coconut,
Very good. Very good.
coconut, and
Very
we
good.
use a little. We use very little oil in our food, not like the Indians.
Very good. Very
But
good. So
our
healthier.
food is generally spicy.
I wish there were a Sri
Yes.
Lankan restaurant in the Philippines so we can try
Not
it.
yet,
But
but my house is there, so you're most welcome.
that would be an honor, madam. So we have about a minute to close, Ambassador. What are your plans for the future? You have about, in the time you have left in the Philippines, what can we look forward to? Culturally, any projects in the pipeline?
Yes, so we have several agreements in the pipeline, which I pray it will conclude very soon. Starting from we have a pending agriculture agreement, a defense agreement, a tourism agreement, a higher education agreement, also air services agreement. So I suppose in the near future we will be able to conclude all these agreements. And also I wish Philippines will consider reopening their mission in Colombo. That is
Yes.
my wish.
When
That
did
is
we
my
have
wish.
our mission in Colombo? Because you're reopening, so we had one before, the
We
Philippines.
had,
one.
yes. You had
Yes.
actually. You had up, I think in 1993 you have closed down your mission in Colombo.
Okay.
Because we also closed down our mission in 1968.
Here, and then you reopened in
Yes,
98.
in 1998.
Okay.
You closed down in 1993 in Sri Lanka. So my hope is one day you will very soon.
That would help a lot in
yes.
really, increasing
true.
the exchanges between
Yeah.
the two. There's only so
Yes.
much an honorary consulate can do
Yes.
after
Yeah.
all. But hopefully, with all these things, all these projects in the works, and the increase in exchanges, it will call for a need to reopen really
Yes, I
a
wish
permanent
so.
mission or a full mission.
Yes.
Yes,
I
madam.
wish so.
Madam, before we go, would you like to say something to the viewers?
Sri Lanka is a beautiful country. You know, you should visit Sri Lanka. People are very warm and warm, welcoming people. So please visit Sri Lanka. Please.
Thank you very much, Excellency, and more power to you, madam. And I hope to cover your events moving forward in the remaining time you have in the Philippines. It's a pleasure to have you here, madam.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I
Thank you. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed our show tonight on Sri Lanka, the Wonder of Asia. Join us again next week here in Global Village and let us take you around the world. Till then, you all have a good evening.